nearly 25 years of Pokemon, fans of the series have put together an enormous amount of theories. Some that have been proven to be true in recent years, such as Cubone being a motherless baby Kangaskhan. But for every plausible theory the fanbase turns out, there are a plethora of garbage ones. Unsubstantiated, nonsensical assertions that barely deserve a second thought. So, naturally, I'm going to run down 5 of the worst Pokemon fan theories that I've ever heard of.
Number 5.
Do you want to have your mind blown? What if I told you that this was not a nose, but was actually a mouth with one tooth? Yeah, this one made the rounds a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure really whether it falls into the theory or the meme category, but it tilted me nonetheless when I saw it pop up all over my newsfeed. I mean, to some extent, it kind of makes sense, in the 2D sprites that is, if you remove this undershadow. And this is my main issue with this supposed theory, is that you actually have to edit the image in order to make it work. And the 3D sprites clearly show that it's a nose. So seeing as it's been definitively debunked, I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. So let's move on.
Number 4.
The identity of Ash Ketchum's elusive father. It's been a point of contention amongst Pokemon fans since the series began. People have speculated him to be Bruno, Professor Oak.
You were close.
Giovanni, Silver, and for some ungodly reason, Mr. Mime. I get it, the Pokemon lives at home with Delia, and they have a great friendship, and he's a humanoid, and relationships between humans and Pokemon have been alluded to at some points, like in the original Japanese text in these Diamond and Pearl games, which reads, Sinnoh story number 3. There once were Pokemon that married people. There once were people who married Pokemon. This was a normal thing, because long ago, people and Pokemon were the same. And as troubling as that thought might be for you, it still doesn't make this theory any more plausible. A, because it only mentions that people and Pokemon married each other, not that they bred with one another. And B, Delia doesn't even meet Mimey until episode 64 of the Indigo League series.
Number 3.
Have you ever wondered how after all of these years, Ash is still 10 years old? Even after he's celebrated a year since meeting Pikachu?
Don't you know what today is, Pikachu? This is the day we first met.
Well, this theory states that when Ash first met Pikachu and got shocked, he fell into a coma. And everything that followed only took place inside Ash's head. Yeah, apart from being the pinnacle of lazy storytelling, it also makes no sense as to why Ash would make himself a failure in his own coma dreams. This theory also tries to go super deep on some aspects, like how Brock supposedly represents Ash's sexuality, but because Ash is a child, that explains why Brock never gets anywhere with his advances. But then they'll explain another important character like Misty as just representing some girl Ash knew. This theory can't even plug all of its own holes, and I'm not going to do the work for it. This one belongs in the trash.
Number 2.
This one takes me back. You see, in the time before you could just Google any answer and find the latest leaks in any number of YouTube videos, incredible tales circulated the playground. How you could get Mew if you just used strength on this truck, or how you could evolve Mewtwo into Mew 3 if you did things in just the right way. We craved new Pokemon, and I think the inherent elusive nature of Mew lit our childhood imaginations ablaze. So when this early image of Marill came out, it was theorized that it was a secret evolution of Pikachu, called Pikachu Blue. There were many ideas of how to get Pikachu Blue, like maybe if you gave Pikachu a water stone, or maybe if you traded a Raichu, just like when you trade with this old man. It's funny, at the time we hadn't even considered a new generation being released. We thought 151 was all we were ever going to get, so the thought of this new Pokemon not being in the games we already had didn't even cross our minds. Kinda funny when you look back on it. Even more funny when you realize that the images that were leaked actually had Marill's name underneath it. So we had no reason to believe it was called Pikachu Blue.
Number 1.
Yes. Pokemon Go. It might be the most recognition the franchise has had since the original days of Pokemania. So it's not surprising that a number of rumors sprung up around it. Unlike the other theories on the list, this one falls wholly in the realm of conspiracy theory. It was accompanied by other speculations,
Like how the phone carriers were using Pokemon Go to charge people massive amounts for their data.
or how it was designed to distract us from the news. Yeah, I wish. My favorite of these, though, is that Google is using it to track and spy on you. It makes sense, given that Niantic Is that how you say that? Niantic? The company who made the game is a subsidiary of Google, and it requires your GPS location in order to play the game. The only issue I have with this one is that Google doesn't need Pokemon Go to spy on you.
They're already doing that.
Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, do all the YouTube things, and I shall see you